The founder of Dfinity is talking about a big statistic. Now, nothing I say is financial advice, and I'll discuss later on why I'm hypothetically still thinking about $100 later on in the video. But before I get into that, I first want to talk about this real quick because Dominic Williams, as we all know, the founder of Dfinity, recently posted that ICP is closing in on a big statistic. Now, what does he mean by this? He says that over the past month, they have near 10 times more people building decentralized applications on the internet computer versus every other network combined. So we got to think about that. 10 times more people building decentralized applications on the internet computer as opposed to every other network combined. That's a pretty impressive statistic because I feel like when it comes to something like this, it could be pretty impressive, right? I think if, let's say, the numbers do come out, if, let's say, people take a look at this in a different way, I think it could legitimize the internet computer as more so of a mainstream sort of player, because before the internet computer, and even to a large extent as of right now, many people don't think about it in the same way they do, let's say in the case of Solana, the BNB chain. A lot of people don't think about it that way. So that's why when I take a look at something like this, I feel like it could legitimize the internet computer in a more mainstream type of way, because if people take a look at those numbers, they could be like, oh, wow. So the thing is this, when it comes to BNB, right, reaching over 100 billion in terms of market cap in 2021, keep in mind, ICP at the hypothetical idea of 100, the market cap right there, considering current circulating supply, would be around 54 billion. BNB pretty much doubled that back in 2021. We're talking about years ago. So is 100 such a nonsense idea? I don't know if it seems that way to me. Now, we're around 25 times lower than 100 as of right now. But the thing is this. If we take a look at the activity that is going on when it comes to the internet computer in terms of people building, as opposed to the BNB chain, let's say, at least from what I can see from Dominic Williams, this post, it seems like it's a night and day difference. So this is why if BNB reached over 100 billion in terms of market cap years ago, this hypothetically maybe can't reach half of that if, let's say, there was a altcoin season during this cycle. I mean, we'll wait and see, but does that seem so ridiculous to me? Probably not, I suppose, in my mind, hypothetically. But besides that point, when I take a look at it as well, the internet computer, I think, represents not just another project that is kind of competing only with Solana, Algorand and all this, even though I think it is to a certain extent, but I think it represents something a little bit kind of hypothetically more, because when it comes to Dfinity, we take a look at Caffeine AI, self-writing apps platform. I mean, they didn't really have to do that, right? Do we see other projects out there doing that? Not a lot that I can see. And the thing is, they're doing things beyond what many people even expect them to do anyways, because a lot of people out there, they don't expect Dfinity to do all this type of stuff. So now, when we take a look at Dominic Williams, and especially the World Computer Day event that it's going on, basically, because Dominic Williams, he is there right now in Switzerland in the World Computer Day event. So the thing is, when I take a look at something like this, I'm pretty impressed, because not only are they following through with the event that they wanted to do in the first place, again, the World Computer Day event, but also if this statistic does come out, I feel like it could be so impressive for what could happen for the internet computer moving forward in terms of the perception, in terms of the reputation, and also in a way where people take a look at it no longer as just a watered down version of Solana or BNB chain, something like that, or a watered down version of Cardano. I think it's about time if there's something like a statistic like that coming out where the internet computer does become regarded as, you know what, maybe this could be somewhat of a viable alternative beyond Cardano or Solana or something like that, right? At least that's the way I think about it, even though I'm not speaking on anyone's behalf. This is just my personal perspective. But I just feel like in terms of the optics, it's just a cool thing. You know, sometimes having these numbers, it does matter, because think about something like Avalanche, for instance, right? A very popular layer 1 blockchain. I felt like a lot of its popularity came because of how it was constantly displayed as one of the top, I guess, places out there for DeFi, and a lot of people kept seeing those statistics, and especially, back in 2021 when that was kind of like something people cared about, that sort of elevated Avalanche's popularity and also its sort of recognition as a project. So if something like this does come out again when it comes to ICP, I think it could really just, again, put it in a different level in terms of the perception. But yeah, only time will tell. The thing is this, though. Even though I'm thinking about 100, it's only time will tell type of scenario. There's no way I could know what could exactly happen. But again, when I just take a look at other projects in the past exceeding a market cap well beyond 54 billion, and again, 54 billion is what it would have at the hypothetical idea of 100 considering its current circulating supply. I just take a look at the strides that Dfinity is doing. I take a look at Caffeine AI, and even Caffeine AI 2.0, they're going to be releasing that in February, supposedly. So they're doing things. If a project is building, has a strong community, it's thriving, it's still developing, I just don't see why, hypothetically, I would assume that it would do so bad, I guess, if there was maybe, let's say, arguably, even hypothetically an altcoin season. But this is the only time will tell type of scenario. All I can do as of right now is just wait, stay patient, and that's about it. Because, I'm a fan, but there's nothing else I can do when it comes to the computer. But at least I see how the founder of Dfinity is enthusiastic. I feel like he cares about the project, and he's constantly updating. Other founders out there of projects, they just don't really care anymore. It feels like to me, they kind of like, I guess, don't really care about it anymore. It's like sometimes I feel like the vibe is some projects out there, they kind of checked out. They just don't care anymore. But when I take a look at Dominic, I feel like he still has that sort of energy. He still has that sort of passion. And I feel like he still cares about it because keep in mind, no one's going to complain if there isn't the World Computer Day event, in my perspective. Like, who cares about like that in the grand scheme of things? Some people may tell me that. And to a certain extent, I kind of think about it that way a little bit as well, where, it's not like a lot of people asked for the World Computer Day event, but Dfinity did it anyways. Right? They made this event, invited a lot of professors, a lot of entrepreneurs and all this. So I think it just makes a little bit more sense that, the things that they're doing just feels like logical to me. Again, the event, doing Caffeine AI 2.0, talking about the statistic, I think it just all makes sense for kind of the mission of the internet computer moving forward, and also Dfinity, because I think it just fits their whole ethos, right? Of trying to build, trying to develop, trying to do things. So yeah, overall, I just think it makes sense. But I'm not telling anyone to do anything, but I just kind of feel like the vibe and sort of the mentality, it makes a little bit of sense to me. However, I just wanted to make this video real quick to talk about this recent post that Dominic made. And yeah, if there's going to be some updates that they do announce in the World Computer Day event, I'll be sure to talk about it. And yeah, that's pretty much about it. I just want to say thank you for watching. I hope you all have a very nice day. It's Willie the Captain, and I'll see you all in the next video.